Many of the people I teach are transitioning from maybe Nigeria or India to the United Kingdom, the United States, or some other Western country. And they want to take up roles as business analysts. Oftentimes, the first worry that they have for their interviews would be, I've not worked as a business analyst before. How do I show business analysis experience? If you're experiencing that, I'm happy to let you know that we're going to be discussing today about how you can show business analysis experience without having worked as a business analyst. My name is Olumide. If you've not subscribed to this channel, click on the subscribe button so that you can have access to more of my content. Also, you should leave a like, leave a comment. It helps my channel grow and I'll be grateful if you do so. If you're also interested in business analysis training, head over to businessanalysiscoach.com. I offer classes for the exams of the British Computer Society, otherwise known as BCS, the Chartered Institute for IT. And I offer practical business analysis training as well. So head over to businessanalysiscoach.com for more of my training. Now to what we're discussing today. You don't need to have held the business analyst title to have business analysis experience. And when you get to that job interview, you might need to show business analysis experience without having ever held the title. So I want to show you how to do so. Many times when interviewers are asking about business analyst roles, what they may be saying is, have you done business analysis styled thinking? Or have you been in scenarios where you had to leverage business analysis skills? And you don't have to exaggerate, you don't have to lie, you don't have to fabricate situations. I want to show you how to use what you already have. So first of all, let's look at some of the most critical business analysis skills. There is problem solving, how to solve problems. There's critical thinking. There's stakeholder communication, there's requirements clarification, there's process improvement, there's also decision support. You see, these are very important skills in business analysis. But if you think about them very well, you would see that there's a good chance that if you've got work experience, you've probably used some of them before, right? Oftentimes, the interviewer is not really interested in whether you've used Jira. Well, sometimes they are interested in that, but that's like a spin-off of the main question. The real thing is, do you have the skills that are needed? So let's look at a few examples. Imagine that you've worked as a teacher or trainer and you're in an interview. Instead of saying, I'm a teacher, you can simply say, as a trainer, I analyzed learner needs, structured course content, gathered feedback, and adjusted delivery to improve outcomes. If you think about that, you'll see that from it we can see requirements elicitation, stakeholder analysis, we can even see continuous improvement. These are critical business analysis skills, even though you demonstrated them as a teacher or trainer. Let's look at another example, customer support or call center operations. You can say, I responded to customer complaints. But how about if you wanted to structure that as a business analyst? Why not something like, I analyzed recurring customer issues, identified root causes, and worked with internal teams to improve processes. Look at that. You've demonstrated problem analysis, you've demonstrated requirements clarification, you've also shown stakeholder communication. Again, you're showing very important business analysis skills. Now let's look at operations or admin roles. Instead of just saying, I handled daily operations, why not something like, I documented processes, identified inefficiencies, and recommended improvements that reduced delays. With this, you're showing process modeling, gap analysis, and change impact analysis. Let's pick another type of example. Imagine that you're a freelancer, and there are many freelancers or self-employed people in Nigeria. So instead of saying to the interviewer, I ran my own business, let's look at a better way of saying that within the business analysis context. You can say, I gathered client requirements, negotiated scope, managed trade-offs, and ensured solutions met business needs. With this, you're showing requirements management, you're showing stakeholder negotiation, you are also showing value delivery. So, we've looked at a number of examples, but what if you then get that interview question, do you have business analysis experience? How do you answer that? You can say, I've not held the formal title of business analyst, but in my previous roles, I consistently performed BA activities such as gathering requirements, engaging stakeholders, analyzing problems, and recommending solutions. And then you should go on to give one concrete example of something that you've done, like the examples that we gave earlier. With this answer, you're being honest, you're being confident, and you're also being very professional. So, what shouldn't you do? Make sure you don't lie. It always comes back to bite you. Make sure you don't inflate your job title. That's very important because there may be questions that you would not be able to answer. So don't inflate the job title. Also, don't say, I'm just learning. You want to pass off as someone who already knows what he is doing. I'm not asking you to show overconfidence or to adopt a posture of someone who's not ready to learn. I'm, however, saying don't go into the interview by presenting yourself as someone who doesn't know what he is doing. And very importantly, don't apologize for your background. The truth is that your experience is already valid. You just need to learn how to frame it correctly. So let me give you an assignment. Go back to your CV. Identify the different roles that you've held in the past, and then look for the activities that are relevant to business analysis. List them. Create bullet points to explain the different things that you did on those roles using business analysis language. Do that and practice it very well. You'll notice a very strong improvement in your next BA interview. Let me leave you with this. If you have some work experience, you're most likely not transitioning into business analysis from ground zero. You have experience that is already valid. You just need to know how to repurpose it and how to reposition that experience. Once you understand this, the interview becomes easier and your confidence will skyrocket. If this has been helpful for you, I'd like you to like this video, share the video, and make sure that you've subscribed to my channel if you've not already done so. Also, like I have said before, if you are interested in business analysis training, head over to businessalysis.coach.com. You're going to find my courses there. They include certification classes for BCS exams, and they also include practical business analysis training. So head over to businessalysis.coach.com. I look forward to seeing you in my very next video. Do have a lovely day, and bye for now.